Hello and welcome to another edition of What They Should Have Taught Us in Schools. For those of you who don't know, What They Should Have Taught Us in Schools is a YouTube series made from my experiences about the things that I wish I was taught in schools. This one is called Boxing Yourself In. Summer is almost here, and as it happens, this video is about making a warm box of limited options that enable you to produce an intended outcome or build a habit or learn a new skill or anything that is innately possible to achieve, but that which keeps getting procrastinated off into the voids of undone things and dreams. For a lot of people that I've come across in life, it is so easy for them to avoid the pitfalls of this socially validated capitalist world. They seem to have it all under control. Their jobs, their goals, their dreams, their purpose, their plans, their financials. They make it seem so easy. And if you're one of these people, this video is not for you. This video is for people like me who find it a constant uphill battle in snow without a jacket to get things done without falling all the way back to the foot of the hill with bruises and cuts that make it almost impossible to muster the courage to try and get up and climb that hill back again. Well, if you're still watching, welcome to this short video on how I boxed myself in and gave myself blinders like a horse to focus on the things that I wanted to achieve and to build the habits that I wanted to build. A book by James Clear called Atomic Habits, which you must have heard of by now, nicely illustrates and summarizes what I stumbled upon in life. It simply is to make it really hard to indulge in bad habits and make it really easy to indulge in good ones. So essentially, we need to create a box to put our brains and minds into, and this box can only have limited options. A mind or a brain is an excellent slave and a really bad master. When the mind has the freedom to indulge in a lot of things that's just lying around, the mind always chooses the most fun thing to do. But if you were to put your mind in a box where the only source of entertainment is a book, the mind is going to read the book because it thinks that its only option to be entertained is to read that book. In order to create this box, the very first step is to make a list of all the good habits that entail delayed gratification, as well as all the bad habits that give you instant gratification. So good habits can be things like reading, exercising, meditating, consistently spending time to learn a new skill, stuff like these that don't really have an immediate outcome but provide benefits over a period of time. And bad habits can be instantly gratifying things like binge watching, binge eating, doom scrolling social media, trying to find the next best funny cat video, also smoking, alcoholism, everything that seemed to make you really happy in the moment that you're indulging in it, but doesn't really have a really good impact on your future. It's really important to strike a distinction between the habits that you want to keep and the habits that you want to get rid of. And once you have this list and once you've made a distinction and distinguished what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep anymore, now the next step is to recognize what triggers these habits. It can be both good and bad. Trying to understand why you picked that book up, or why you wanted to watch a TV show, or why you wanted to watch a movie, or why you wanted to binge eat, or why you ended up doom scrolling social media. The reason behind these habits become really important. So these reasons can be called as triggers that trigger a habit. In my case, I found that if I use my phone to text a lot of people, I constantly find myself reaching out to my phone to see if somebody has replied to my text. And in doing so, I end up doom scrolling social media for an hour, watching cats do funny cat stuff. And that doesn't add anything to my life. It just took an hour of my time away. I noticed that every time I felt bored, I would probably turn to watch a TV show and a movie to keep myself entertained. And after about 4 hours, I would be really tired and then fall asleep. So the entire day or those 4 hours were spent in just entertaining myself without really adding anything to my future self. And back when I used to smoke, I observed that every time I felt a slight tinge of boredom, or if I had to wait in a line or a bus stop, I would constantly reach out or reach into my pocket to light a cigarette to pass the time away. So in this way, a careful observation of what triggers these bad habits is really important. It is the same with good habits as well. You can also observe what makes you go to the gym, what makes you exercise, or why you spent 5 minutes reading an article, what interested you, was it the theme of the article. In this way, if you find what triggers good habits as well, it becomes really easy to replace all the bad triggers with good triggers. So in this way, a careful observation of these triggers can help us avoid these bad habits altogether and indulge in good habits more often. Some good triggers can be having a Kindle loaded with books everywhere you go, having a laptop filled with software, and registering to courses so that you can learn new skills. And unfortunately, how I got rid of my habit of watching TV shows and movies was by watching all of them and by not having anything good left to watch, which I wouldn't recommend. In this case, you can set your standard really high, like only watch TV shows and movies that have a rating of more than 8 on IMDb. The key lies in making it really, really hard to indulge in bad habits and eliminating all these triggers. And every now and then, an occasional fall out of the box can happen. It is all right to treat yourself every now and then. Forgive yourself for falling out of the box and start again. Eventually, you will learn to fall in love with delayed gratification, and once you do, it becomes so much easier to level up in life, no matter where you stand. It is never too late to start boxing yourself in. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Peace.